fiction.
Hello YouTube. So sorry about this, but I'm going to be covering 3 episodes in this review. They sneaked the Lower Decks one out a week early, and after this week we only have 2 episodes to go, so we're going to start off with 6, 7 and 8. Should be interesting. Now episode 6, with the alien life forms living in the nebula when they're using the Busad collectors. Nothing we haven't seen before. They've done this in the Next Gen and other Star Trek episodes about communication and the aliens. We were killing them, and they're trying to send messages through certain crew members, and Uhura picks up what's going on, and she sees like ghost figures, but it's the aliens, and taking images out of her head, and she figures it out, and then Captain Kirk turns up. I like the actor that plays him. He's developing a relationship with her, and there is a funny scene where she's sat at the bar and she says, "I'm not in the mood to be picked up," and he's just saying, "Well, you seem to be having a few problems." But the episode, all in all, was okay. I enjoyed it. I have enjoyed this series. It's been quite interesting. Normally we get probably in a season 1 episode, 2 episodes about an individual crew member. But this repeat, it seems everybody's been getting an equal shot at this. Last season it was a lot of Pike. And he's been taking a bit of a back seat, and it's all been about other crew members, which has been interesting. But the episode with Uhura, nothing we haven't seen before. But it was good, and I did thoroughly enjoy it. I have really enjoyed this series so far. So episode 7. Well, I have to say the Lower Decks one has obviously been the best one, I suppose. Well, I don't know, I did enjoy episode 8 last night. But the Lower Decks episode was very cleverly done. Rather impressed with it. I like the beginning where you see the Cerrito, it's all animated, and then so I'm thinking how they're going to cross this over, and it was very clever how it was done. So they've tied the universes together now. I mean, there was some funny scenes. I mean, the scene where Boiler and stood in front of Pike, and is it her or him that turns out and said, "Well, you're sort of famous at Halloween parties." I just bust out laughing. I couldn't stop laughing at that, because of what happens to him. But all in all, this was a bloody good episode. It was very cleverly done. I like the thing with the Orions. But this portal, I don't think they'd have let him have that portal. Because, if it's time travel, there's implications. But, here we go. But the episode, it was good. I thought, there were moments where I just were in stitches. But how all this came together, and I like the animated stuff with the Strange New World stuff, and they were all going on about how their eyes are bigger and that. All in all, a brilliant episode altogether. I know, and I've repeated myself several times on that. It was interesting to see a cartoon crossover come into a live action series, and I think it was different, and this season of Strange New Worlds has been rather good, and there's rumours that we're going to have Admiral Archer crossing over from Enterprise. Now that is going to be interesting. To me, I always thought Enterprise never got the ending it deserved, and maybe this is where we get to make up for it. Life after Enterprise, which is going to be interesting. But I'm open to crossovers if they work, and this was superb. Excuse me. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm doing this just have my first coffee. So I'm trying to remember because I'm reviewing 3 episodes in one go. So episode 8, I have to say this has been my favourite one so far. I like the thing of the Klingon that betrayed his own people because of the Battle of Jigala. And we got to see clips of M'Benga and Chapel and this war with the Klingons. Now, it does bring in a lot of questions with Burnham now, doesn't it, from Discovery? Because she started, because of her actions, she started the Klingon War. You know. And 100 million dead. I mean, it's not. I mean, I just don't think she would have gone. Well, I'm open to it, but it did 100 million dead in this big war, all because of her. You know, some people are going to say, well, she didn't mean it, but it's right, isn't it? You know, it's. I think she got off quite easy, don't you? So, anyway, you get this Klingon ambassador. He's had enough the battle on this planet, Athos colony, and it was brutal. Klingons were exterminating even their own people, civilians, anybody didn't agree with them, they were wiping them out. And we got to see the Andorian Starfleet Special Forces, like Black Ops, that were interesting. But the scope of this battle, you just get to, I mean, did it in Deep Space Nine, didn't they, when they fought the Klingons in them sectors. But this, even with alt phasers and transporters, I loved it how the transporter were medically bringing in the injured. And you saw phasers going off and pulse weapons in the background. I mean, quite brutal. It would be sort of interesting to see a lot more of this. But the Klingons are brutal. But we held our own, I suppose, in Starfleet. There was a peace settlement. But it really bothered this Klingon. And it was a good episode. And I liked it how M'Benga is this ex-warrior who created this drug known as the Ghost. And he was like sort of involved in this Klingon general's escape, the ambassador. Because they killed like one of the Klingons or something. But the meeting between them both was really good. A very powerful episode. Absolutely adored it. So that's it really. There isn't really much to talk about. I mean, all reviews have been done. I've done this just to catch up. So I will see you on the next video. Please give this video a like. Please subscribe. And I will see you on episode 9 and 10. Only 2 more episodes to go, then what we're going to do? We could have got 15 episodes a season. Do you know what I mean? So I will see you on the next episode and have a lovely day. Live long and prosper.